use a stink bait or what?
I don't want to bother.
Huh?
I thought there was deer be like water. I said, but not there gonna be.
I can't describe to you how many deer have walked up and lit where I've been spitting out.
Same thing with cigarette ash. I hear everybody say it.
I've done so much better with cigarettes than I have without.
When I quit smoking cigarettes and I switched to them Vanilla Cheyenne filtered cigars, I had more deer than I ever had.
Plus, the mint chewing tobacco, they come up and lick that shit off the ground.
I have Doe and Heat cigarettes.
Yeah.
Take that.
Oh, that tastes great. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Dave Main, your host, Beards and Bows Outdoors. We got the next segment of deer camp stories. Check it out. We got
Play Gilbert.
And Dan. And we got Hayden over here. And we got Brian. And we got Taylor, the fishing guru. And my son, Eric.
And Wesley.
And Wesley. Deer Camp 2025. We have this every year. We do this fish fry during bow season. And how long have we been doing this now?
It's 9 years.
Has it been 9 years?
It's been 9
Wow.
years.
How long? And his dad, Curtis, bless his soul, he kind of got this started just by coming up oddly enough, meeting the way we met.
Yeah.
But
We had that story on the last one of these episodes.
yeah, the stolen identity buck.
this be like a continuation, huh?
It kind of is. Yeah.
Nice.
So no, we've had a good solid week here with the Bama boys. They've had some good times, some highs and lows, and old Slayer here closed the deal.
Yeah. I killed one.
Well, where's that buck?
It's right here.
Well, let's hear the story of that one.
Pretty simple one. You know, nothing too big. But it was blowing, what, 30?
It was crazy.
6
when-
days in a row and
It was.
getting out to the wire. And he stepped out in one of my favorite spots, Mr. Dan's. And it's actually where he shot his buck.
Yep.
And sealed the deal. So,
Nice.
not too much.
Of course, we all get this text
Yeah, big buck down.
with a picture of him laying beside his deer just to cheat.
Yeah.
Every year I look forward to that picture.
Yeah.
It's the same picture every year.
Yeah, it was good.
Yep.
And I got one here also,
This was shot in the same spot.
same spot. And
Big heavy 10-pointer.
it's kind of a cool story though, because I rattled this buck in, and what do you say, 40 yards from where you killed yours?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he come up this valley, and again, it was 30 o'clock in the afternoon. It was windy as heck, but it was nice. But I mean, 20-mile-an-hour winds. And rattled him, and he come right up the draw, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna win me any second here. And he did. And all of a sudden, his whole demeanor changed. He kind of crouched down and started sneaking past me. And I wheezed at him, or grunted at him, and he did not like that at all. He just kind of crouched down and tiptoed right up the valley. But where he was headed was right up the old pond. And we know that's where them does like the bed behind that pond. And so I just kind of waited, and it wasn't 20 minutes later, I'm looking that way, knowing there's a doe gonna pop out. And sure enough, this big doe pops out, and she just trots right to my tree. And he's coming right behind her, and he literally stops. He's looking like this. He's like, he already smelled me. He busted me out. And he's like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. But she didn't have a clue I was there, and she ran right behind me. And he hesitant, but he comes right on in, and he stands there at 25 yards broadside, and I freaking drilled him with the bow you gave
With the
me.
new bow, yep. And
Yeah.
also, I want to say, you texted me at 2:40, telling me it was about to happen.
I
And I
did.
shot mine at 3:20, and I do believe you shot yours at 3:30. And
Oh, I didn't realize that.
spot.
I did.
Yeah.
I screenshot the text. I'm
Yeah.
like, what did I say? It's you about ready to kill a big
Yeah,
buck or something like
yeah.
that. But
Here it came.
yeah, and that thing it ripped right through him, broke the opposite front leg, so he didn't go more than about 60 yards and piled up. But yeah, so it's cool.
And what else did he do though, Dan?
What?
After you shot it?
I
The doe.
Oh, the doe literally stood behind me and was looking like, where'd you go? I mean, that guy, I was almost tempted to knock another arrow and shoot her, but she was like, what? She didn't even realize what happened. It happened so quick.
Yeah.
The deer was literally dead, probably within 5-6 seconds. I mean, it went 40 yards. I seen the arrow pop out. I seen him stumble on his front leg. I didn't realize at the time he broke it. And he floundered right over the hill. I seen the tail kind of do the cray. And he was dead. I texted Jay. He brought the side-by-side out. We pulled right up to it, loaded it up. We were back to cabin before dark. It don't happen like that very often. Yeah. So.
We didn't have no side by side with ours. That was a drag.
We were
right
the
up
side by
there,
side.
I would like to hear Taylor's crazy day yesterday.
Oh,
You need to
yeah,
turn
that's
around
a good story.
and tell us, because all I know is every 10 minutes it seemed like I was getting texts like every buck in the woods is out in front of me.
Yeah.
So let's hear this crazy
And I was the
story.
middleman.
Yeah.
So we ain't heard it from the source yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can't remember exactly how it happened because it was so crazy.
Non-stop, wasn't it?
But I remember seeing a doe and I was like, okay, this is a good sign of, you know, what's going to happen about the start. And I started with, I've never really rattled before for deer. So I started with a good rattle sequence of what I thought was good. And I rattle a little bit and this little buck comes off the hill and I was like, okay, this is about to start to heat up. Well, then all of a sudden I hear two bucks fighting across the ravine over there and I was like, well, I'm not sounding like them bucks. I got to step this up a little bit.
You gotta beat those horns together a little harder.
Step it up a little bit and beat them a little harder, nothing happens. I mean, I do see some more does coming out, but none of the bucks or does or anything are looking at it. So I hit them again. And this little buck comes in and goes right into the stand. And then all of a sudden I see this big buck come out from the other woods and he's going to the doe. And he keeps climbing up on her back, and I was like, he's about to breed this deer. I've never seen this before. And so then all of a sudden this another buck comes out and I'm like, oh, that's the big one that we got on the farm right there. That's him. And then I realized that the one that was out there trying to breed her was the one that just showed up, that 8-point.
Huh.
And so the 8-point runs the buck off, the 10-point. 10-point runs all the way to the stand. At this time, I don't really know what's going on. I'm trying to get my bow pulled back. I don't know which way's right and which way's wrong. I'm having to swap it over the tree and back over the tree. The buck runs all around the stand, hits a scrape, and he leaves. I'm like, well, there went my chance. It's over. Well, he goes all the way back out there with the other bucks. By this time, 2 or 3 more bucks have showed up and come down there with the doe. And he's gone. I'm thinking it's over. So I rattle real hard again. And finally, he runs back down to me, and I don't see him because I'm looking at another buck at this time. And the other buck's 60 yards to the left, and I'm like kind of saddled up behind the tree hiding from him. And so the 10 comes running up, and all of a sudden he's there. I just see him out the corner of my eye, he's there. And he runs up to the scrape, and he hits the scrape while like in mid-stride running. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
I'm about to stop him. So I try to grunt at him, he doesn't do anything, he just keeps running and hitting the scrape, and I'm like, I'm gonna snort wheeze at him. So I just snort wheeze with my mouth. And all of a sudden the deer just backs up, like 2 steps, backs up, and then he just rams the tree. And I'm like, well, maybe he's about to rub the tree up. I don't know what's really going on.
Headbutts it.
He's headbutting the tree.
That's some serious
Wow.
testosterone.
So then he backs up again and he headbutts it again. I'm like, I guess I really pissed him off because I don't know what he's doing. And another scrape like 15 foot behind the tree, he runs over there and he's like, when I say he's hitting the scrapes, it's not like a just hit the scrape, play with the branch. He's hitting the scrape, playing with the branch, and he's running. And he runs behind me and he does it again. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna come back out. I draw back on him, and I'd already drawn back on him once. This was the second time.
Is this the 10-point or the stickers?
No, they're
He's
not
got
the
a flyer
sticker
for
here. This was the
6
one
on
that was
one
6
side.
on one side and 4 on the other.
Gotcha, yeah.
The one with the stickers, he's the one that just laid out in the field and took him out.
Yeah.
But
It was hard.
the 10-point, he did that. I pulled back on him the first time he came around, and I had to let down and swap over the tree and pull back on this side. And by that time, he's behind
That's
stuff and can't do
crazy
nothing.
action.
It was wild.
And you were yelling at him too.
Yeah, I yelled, "Hey, stop! Hey!" And he's just running.
Yeah. He
But, I
was
mean-
wrote it up.
It was wild.
People go their whole life and not see that kind of action. I mean, how many people see a buck free to go?
That was the first time I'd ever seen
I
it.
mean, I've only seen it twice ever.
Yeah.
He climbed up, the 8 point climbed up, and finally what happens is 8 point kept climbing up on her, and that 10 point ran him off.
Yeah.
And then finally, when he ran him off, the doe went up the hill about 200 yards in front of me, and I could see her just standing there, and the big 10 point followed her up there, and all the little bucks are, they're coming and getting pushed off.
You're
getting
like
pushed
6
off.
or 8, 10 different bucks.
At least.
At least.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And so they're sitting there running it off, and the big buck and the doe lay down. And I just over the ring, I can't really see him. And the 10, he comes up there and he lays down like 50 yards from him where I can see him. He just takes a 2-hour nap. So,
Funny how they lay right out in the middle of the field.
I've never seen it before. He just laid down and didn't move.
Because they can watch anybody that approaches it, any deer approaches. They can-
His head was in the dirt taking a nap. Like I got one
Did you
picture.
see that at the other farm too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got one picture of his head, he's just sitting up right there, but eventually he just laid his whole head in the dirt. And I was like, maybe he'll get up and come over here. And then so he finally walked off in the woods, and Forky.
Yeah.
This is
Forky
where
with all-
Forky came into the
That's
show.
the warty one?
No, this
Those
wasn't the
warts?
warty one. That's the only deer I didn't see.
Okay.
But
Forky's been running everything on the whole farm.
Isn't that the one you said ran around the farm like 10 times?
Yeah.
I watched him going from, there's probably 100 acres right there. I'm
Yeah.
watching between those two fields. I watched him go around that at least 6 times.
Can I get lucky just once? Can I get lucky?
Yeah.
But he would run from behind me, go all the way up there, which is about 300 yards,
Yeah, at least.
and he'd go in there to, and the 3 or 4 bucks are in here, the bigger ones of the property. He'd run in there with them, and then all of a sudden, you'd see Forky run out, and he'd run all the way to the base of my tree. And then about the time he'd get to my tree, he'd be like, all right, I can do this. And he'd turn around and go back.
Is that you, Wesley? I'm gonna name you Forky. The tough little buck that's gonna, I can do it. Yeah.
But I mean, that's really it. It was intense. That's probably the best hunting experience with whitetail I've ever had.
Yeah.
And then the day before you had him about ready to attack the decoys, or was that you?
That was me. Yeah, so the day before, different farm. I got in the stand, and the stand's it's out on a point. There's a
The
single
tree,
tree.
the tree house.
It's now named the tree house thanks to Taylor, because he said he felt like he was in, little kid again climbing up in the tree house, and it's pretty accurate.
I just put
when
the
you-
stand up.
when you crawl up there, but lock on.
Dan skips a couple sticks and he just adds the trees in there.
Yeah, you kind of got a stick,
Old
branch,
stuff.
branch, stick, but get up
You
there.
didn't think the old man could get up in those trees, did you?
Hey, surprising.
I don't know
So I'm in the stand and I get, it's just breaking daylight and I see something in the field. I'm like, well, there's 2 does. That's a really big doe. Like, pick the binoculars up, can't really see a rack or anything. I'm like, there's no way that's a doe. It's gotta be a buck. Well, it just kind of disappears. Don't think anything about it. Sitting there, daylight's come up at this point, and there's a lot of deer in the field. Kind of trying to wrap my head around everything, and I saw a doe with a lot of other deer, small rack bucks, and one nice 8 or 10 point. And the textbook squat, back legs coming in. I'm like, okay, well, she's definitely in heat. And the big buck's running all the small deer off. She kind of goes over, lays down, buck lays down with her. And I'm rattling, grunt, doing everything I can. And kind of backstory a little bit. This is my 2nd year up here. So last year I got up here. I duck hunt, fish, haven't really deer hunted a whole lot till, the past couple of years. And when Clay brought me up last year, he said, man, this is different from Alabama, you gotta rattle the deer. I'm like, okay, don't really know what that is, but we'll figure it out. So Mr. Dan was nice enough to give me some antlers when I was up here, and I kind of, rattled a little bit last year. Not a whole lot. Did rattle a buck in that I ended up killing from about 300 yards.
Well,
But this
let me
year,
add to this real quick. So this year Hayden had learned something that we didn't know
I've
yet.
been practicing.
And I don't know where he learned it at. But Hayden now has learned different volumes of his rattling.
Yeah.
And I was sitting about 150 to 200 yards away from him, and it sounded like the bucks in the bottom. I heard that. It was loud. And all I can figure out is before Hayden rattles now, he just reaches back and goes, "Ah!" and smacks him as hard as he can. And
Hey, have you seen the antlers in the back of my car?
have.
They're not puppies.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta throw one over each shoulder just to get them out to the woods.
I'm telling
If
you,
you're not rattled, they hear it.
he learned how to go up in volume and down in volume, because I told him, I said, you sound more than deer. I said, you 200-inch deer fighting over there, you're gonna run all these deer off the property. Go from about a 4 to a 6 to a 10, and then every now and then he hit his 12 again. He's figured that out.
So you got to work with them a little bit if they're not cooperating. So
Alright.
I rattle, not really having anything come from it. So I grunt, and this time I had a doe decoy out. Well, a little 7-point comes up, checking everything out, kind of stays to the side, doesn't really, trying to figure it out. Walks over there, checks the decoy out, realizes it's not real, trots off, runs the other way, and then a half rat would have been a mainframe 10, but one side was busted pretty much clean off, right above the base. Came in, looks at the decoy, runs off, but same thing, the deer that was with the doe didn't want anything to do with whatever, snort, wheeze, grunt, rattle, any of it. But I mean, there was, same like Taylor's story, there was probably 8-10 rack bucks. Some came from across the road, wood line behind me. I mean, it was unreal. And coming from Alabama,
It's like herding cats.
yeah, you don't see that. Well, it's time to move, and you're like, wait, where are all the deer at?
I was giving Jay the play-by-play. I'm like, damn, these Alabama boys, they must have a golden horseshoe up their butt because they got bucks everywhere,
Yeah.
and all we're seeing is button bucks
Multiple
and spikes.
days in a row.
We saw a lot of them.
We hunted some public land too, I might add, and seen, 2 over one.
Real slammers.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry.
No, it was good.
Oh, I gotta hear
Well, you
the story
didn't tell them
about
about him licking the doe?
Oh yeah, so the decoy, the 7-point comes in, and
You didn't have the buck decoy out with it? Just
I didn't have the buck. It was just the doe.
The buck was getting blown over because it was blowing 45
Yeah,
miles.
the buck
Yeah.
decoy after the 3rd time standing him back up and tying him to corn stalk. I was like, no, I'm not putting him back up. I laid him to the side. But 7-point comes in. I'm kind of like, he's a little outside the ears. Not bad, but not as big as one I killed last year. So I'm gonna wait. I'll just video him. So I video, he comes in, comes behind the doe. I mean, literally sticks his nose up to the doe, licks it, and he's like, oh, wait, something's not right here. Turns around, runs off. But yeah, it was unreal. Coming from
Hey,
Alabama,
Him grab that buck
you don't,
tail.
you don't get that. I mean, you're
The
lucky
fur, the
to
buck tail.
grunt at a deer and it come in, let alone rattle or snort wheeze one.
So this right here is the tail off my buck. Actually, I got assaulted yet, but that decoy had one of these on there until
Oh, really?
something ate it. But this, just the wind blowing that is enough
To
to turn,
convince.
to
Yeah.
convince them. And I just pinned that right to the back of my buck decoy or the doe, whichever I'm using for the day. I just put a hole in it and I put a pin in it and pin it right to it. And just the wind blowing that
It
is
makes
enough.
sense.
It's enough to convince them.
Yeah.
Plus, you
That's
throw
a
a
good
little
tactic.
doe and heat on there,
That's
You're,
why
and you only need them to stop long enough to put an arrow in.
Yeah.
Your
Hey,
doe
hey, hey.
decoy now has a string around
Yeah.
right above its knee
And
because it would lean, almost fall over, and it would sit back down. So
It's just like having a bow tie for duck hunting. You put that tail on there and give it a little flicker. That's wild.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's gonna tell the deer story. Taylor is here in a minute, but I've got like I said, I duck hunted a good bit before I bow hunted. I mean, I grew up in the outdoors from the time I could go with my dad and granddad, but we bird hunted a lot. But Taylor and I met, I don't know, 6th, 7th grade, something like that. Duck hunted, die hard. Every girlfriend I've had, my wife now, I told her when we met, I was like, look, November to the end of January. Don't count on me being home.
Yep.
Because I'm in the woods somewhere. And
Yep.
it was the case. I had my son was born February last year. Changed a little bit, but still very fortunate to get out in the woods a lot. But we're in Louisiana, me and Taylor and some other buddies, and Taylor and I were in the blind together. And this particular day, the wind was howling. I mean, it was blowing 20, 30. We were on a buddy's lease, so you know we're hunting, and we couldn't hear them shoot. They couldn't hear us shoot. Louisiana at the Delco lease. So we're sitting there, and I shoot a beautiful blue-winged teal. It's actually on my wall, and I'm counting the birds, and Taylor's like, well, I'm gonna. No, it was me. So I shot the blue wing, and the ducks were leaving the pond so quick, I got on the Piro, which, if you don't know what a Piro is, it's kind of like a flat bottom canoe that a lot of people in Louisiana use. So I'm paddling, grabbing the blue wing, and when I actually paddled to it, and there's a levee in front of me, and I kind of pop up, pick out the duck, shoot it, and it was a whole, I mean, it was like 30 birds. And they yelled at Taylor, we only need 3 birds, we only need 3 birds. And they're swinging this way. And Taylor at the time, about 8 shotguns ago, he was shooting over and under. The first shot, he shot and killed 2 birds. The last shot, he shot the last bird. I'm like, don't shoot anymore, that's the limit. So he's like, go ahead, go get him. So I'm paddling over there, grab him. I believe it was 2 drakes and a hen. I get over there to him. The wind's blowing this way. He's downwind of me, so I can't really hear him. And I pick up the drake.
I'm still a little pissed off about this. And you
Pick
have to tell this one
up the
story.
drake, wring its neck, throw it in the Piro. I pick up the other 2 at the same time, and he's like, don't wring its neck, I want to mount the pair.
He's just over there.
Well, the drake was already
Windmill.
The drake was already dead, so I didn't wring his neck. I'm over here. What'd you say? Wringing his neck. So needless to say, he's got the drake on the wall. I don't think the hen made it. we
Just a headless drake.
we had some.
Nice Halloween thing.
We've got a bunch of duck hunting stories, but that was
That's
probably. And both of us
I
mounted those
couldn't
birds.
tell
And they're
that one.
on the wall now. But I'll let kind of intro to his story. So I've got a mainframe 8, scored 137 on the wall. We had a little piece of property outside of Selma, Alabama, where I shot it at with a rifle. And pretty much every story that we've got, whether it be ducks, deer, fish, you name it, every single one of them, the bigger, whether it be a deer on the wall, ducks, whatever it is, we've always been together doing that. There again, you know, we were pretty much 6th grade to now, you know, any trip, hunt trip, fishing trip, whatever it may have been, we were doing it together. And I'll kind of let him tell the
So you say I'm gonna need to have 3 beds next year too?
You're funny, Dan. You gotta start with why I led up to the story. I mean, there's some situations that happen.
Yeah,
before
so
this line
this,
messing you so bad.
This particular property, it was, you know, everybody says it's not about the size of the property, it's about having the right property. This property was 40 acres and it was the right property. There was a guy that had a lot of property around us and they hunted that property heavily. We didn't hunt it as much. It's pretty much
A sanctuary.
yeah, I mean, it was a sanctuary. I hunted it, and the other guy that owned the property with us may go here and there. And again, you know, I was 15, 16 years old at this time, so I go up there, and my dad would, you know, take me, drop me off, come back and pick me up. So I'm in the stand. It's getting pretty close to dark, and a big deer walks out. You know, huge, biggest deer I've ever seen. So, you know, I get on it, you know, buck fever, the whole stand's shaking, whole 9 yards, calm myself down, pull the trigger, deer jumps, I'm like, okay, well, you know, kind of look like a kick, think the shot's good, let it get dark, get down there with my light, don't find any blood, find some white hair, and the deer was at least a 10. I saw 10 points, stopped counting at that. Needless to say, didn't kill the deer. So there was kind of some build up going into this, and Taylor being the great friend that he is,
So-
he played into that a little bit, but I'll let him take it from here.
We're probably getting in the truck to go up there, and Hayden's telling me that, you know, there's monster deer up here. I've missed a good one or hit a good one, couldn't find it, all this, and it's going on. So we get up there, and I hadn't really thought much about it, but we get in this 2-man ladder stand, we're sitting together, and he's sitting there telling me, you know, I know there's good bucks out here. I know they're here. You know, it's like a sanctuary. He's explaining the whole thing to me. So it was afternoon.
It was about 2 o'clock.
That's probably when we got in the stand.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's telling me about the property and kind of like pointing and telling. We're talking just like we're all talking.
Talking normal like
Yeah.
this in a stand.
Just talk. And Hayden was like, man, I really want to kill a nice buck. I really want to kill a nice buck. Well, about this time, I got to mess with him a little bit. So we get in the stand at 2, 30 minutes has went by. He's told me everything that's going on. I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, there he is. And I get him fired up, and he starts looking, where? And so he's like, oh, you're messing with me. This went on for about 2.5 hours. About 2.5 hours of me tapping his shoulder saying, there he is. Well, finally, there he was. And Hayden, at this point, was just over me messing with him. Wasn't even going to look at the deer.
No more crown.
So I grabbed my 30-06 and I set it up on the little gun stand. I'm like, you got 3 seconds to find him or I'm about to drop this deer. And at this point, I've never seen a deer like this before. And it's coming through like some sage grass and all you see is horns coming up and down. I was like, it's going to be a good one. And so I'm at 3, 2, hang on. Hayden starts grabbing his gun, getting it ready, looking for the deer, looking for it. And I'm like, all right, 1, I found him, I see him. So Hayden gets on him, and I put my scope on him, just watching, and Hayden shoots him, makes a great shot. I mean, you really can't ask for a better shot. But he's so fired up about this deer, he ain't paid attention to a lick of nothing after the shot. And I'm watching the deer run off in the woods with my scope. And it just went out the plot and, kind of went to the left, maybe 20, 30 yards. And Hayden, we get down, he said, man, I think you went right. I said, okay. I said, go find him. So he walks off, and I'm just standing at the end of the food plot. He walks off to the right looking for this deer, and by this time I've done set my rifle down. I'm sitting by his deer going, dang, that's a nice deer. And I'm just looking at the deer, and then finally I let him look for a minute.
You can't find yours, but I got mine over here.
I said, Hayden, I think he's over here. No, he went this way. I said, come on over here and look. I think he's sitting right here. And sure enough, Hayden walked over there and just saw the tines were just hanging up there. It was
And it is a really big
137-inch 8-point.
Nice.
Just
South
a
Alabama.
really nice Alabama deer.
Definitely for that down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
But, you say for down there,
They got
was,
some big bucks down
that
there.
property was in the Black Belt.
Nice.
It was the best dirt that you get in Alabama.
And they were originally stocked from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's a good thing
That's
they're
what-
wrong to us,
That's what,
because
I
Hayden's
mean,
got one on his
no,
wall now.
that's the biggest subspecies other than the Canadians.
Kind of to add to the story too, the reason I was even up there, had gone hunting that year as much as I had, was the property adjoining us called my dad and was like, hey, are y'all planning on hunting this year? We were kind of like, yeah, we're going to be up there. And the guy said, okay, well, if you weren't going to be up there, we were going to ask if we could maybe have permission to hunt. And Dad's like, no, my son's going to be going up there hunting. Well, he said, okay, well, if he's going to be coming up, we'll send you a picture. They had a trail cam on the property line. Come to find out, the deer was staying on our property, and I've got a trail camera picture of that deer
Oh, the buck you
in
killed? Oh, that's cool.
velvet. But this was back
They didn't
before cell
They
cameras.
weren't. Y'all didn't run cameras at all.
No, we didn't
Yeah.
run cameras.
So
This was
yeah,
before
old
before you could run. You
Just
could
this
put
old
corn
country
out.
farm. Yeah.
It was just plant a food plot, go in there and hunt. There again, everything I knew at that time was go sit on a food plot and hope something walked out.
Yeah.
I didn't go in the woods, feed trees, anything like that. So.
but it was a sanctuary.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
been pushing them on
No
that.
pressure at all.
Yeah.
There were so many deer after he shot that one. I got down and walked to. They had 2 food plots. I got down and walked to the other shooting house, and those came all out. You know, up under my shooting house, and I was sitting in 30 minutes before dark to see if something would walk out.
Yeah.
So, don't you have a funny story about a squirrel?
Which one?
The one that,
We got multiple.
the one that done the flying drop kick.
Alright, so I was roughly his age at the
Yeah.
time. Right about 18 years old. Like I said, I was about 8 or 10 years old at the time. We're out behind our house squirrel hunting. And this was a pretty much just a weekend ordeal at this point. We just walk out back, shoot squirrels, get ready for sticks. We get out back, and I had a 20 gauge at the time, and we seen a squirrel walk down one trail. And I've been taught the same thing my whole life. You shoot a squirrel, you walk up, grab it by its tail, knock it against a tree, throw it in your bag. Pretty common practice. So I walk up, about his age, grab the squirrel, come back, get ready to smack it against a tree. It turns out it isn't dead. I get to about here, when it come around and bit through the end of my thumb. And I'm glad clean through. Now, I'm his age and I'm yelling, maybe a little cussing, and I'm shaking my hand and this squirrel won't let go. It has lashed onto my thumb. It is now a part of me and it is not letting go.
And Dad's over here rolling around on the ground.
He's dying laughing as I'm yelling and cussing, shaking my hand, trying to get the squirrel off of me.
I'm like, stomp on it.
Finally, it lets go. The second it hits the ground, I had lost my temper and proceeded to run up and drop kick this squirrel and send it about 30 foot through the air.
No, he didn't just. I'm like, just stomp on his head. You know, once, twice.
While it took to my thumb.
Yeah. He stomps on it like 10 times and then picks up and what? And it's just like, I'm like, what are you doing? We still need to bring it back home.
No, we got it back home. It was just a little flatter than it used to be, but it came back.
A little flatter than it used to be.
No.
No.
I got one good story.
That's not a camera story.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is a camera story. Okay. So, opening day. Remember how he gets me?
Oh,
Alright, just to be
oh
clear.
yeah. Golly. Swiss cheese.
Well, we ain't gonna get into that. Just go for it.
Alright, so I take,
Just go for it.
I'm impatient when it comes to deer hunting. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I'm all business. Even with my kids.
You ain't lying on that one.
Alright? And I'm like, come on, let's go. It's getting daylight. We gotta get to the woods. You know, it's cold in Michigan opening day. And little Eric here, what are you, 15?
14 or
14? You have to be 12 to gun hunt in Michigan. Here, 14 to gun hunt,
12 to
archery.
archery.
Yeah. And so I'm taking him out. He's got his big bib overalls on,
One piece.
one piece, and like always, he's still the same. I gotta poop. Like seriously, we're walking across the back 40.
No, we're at the truck. We're still at the truck. Ain't even got my gun on the case yet.
Weren't we out in the middle of the field, way back in there?
We was parked out by the very beginning of the four-wheeler track.
Okay, so we're back in there. He's got to poop. I'm like, hurry up. It's getting daylight. So he pulls his bids down. It's got the hood.
You can take this one off.
No, you can leave it.
It's rolling.
And he drops a big old load. Then he's like, I'm over in the side truck. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Dad, we have a problem. What's the problem?
It turns
I
out,
pooped in my hoodie.
you're wearing a one-piece hunting suit. If you drop it down on your
Dude,
chin,
yeah.
Right in
you
the
gotta
hood.
make sure you pull it through the front. I
Oh,
forgot that part.
man.
And I'm like, I'm not dad of the year. I'm like, you know what? Take them off. We're still going to the woods.
Now, just to be clear, I did poop in my hunting suit. Well, on my hunting suit, I suppose. So I just took it off. I was like, you know what? I can man it.
And he still got a deer.
Open them morning gun season. I still killed my deer.
Yes,
Heck
he did.
yeah.
14,
He might
15
have been
years
shivering.
old. Freezing to death. But I got my deer.
Hey, wait a minute. the curse was broken. I took you on and you killed a deer.
This is a good one right here.
72,
So Taylor and I, my intro to turkey hunting was definitely not like your average first turkey hunt. So, my granddad has a farm up in Coffee County in Alabama, and Taylor and I are like, yeah, you know, we're gonna go try this whole turkey hunting thing. So
No, I've been trying it for years.
we, Taylor had been trying it. I've never done it. So we go up there, you know, Taylor kind of had an idea of what to do. I'm clueless. I've got a gun, got the camo. So we go up there and we're, it's, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We get up there and they're like, well, we'll just kind of bounce over there and see if we see anything. We'll slip around the tree lines. It's a big hayfield. So we're walking around the edge of the tree lines, and there's terraces, because it used to be ag fields and it's hay fields now. And we're creeping along, and Taylor and I both see it at the same time. We see 2 redheads coming over the terrace, so we both drop down
Like ninjas.
like ninjas.
Like
And
ninjas.
Taylor's like, what do we do? I'm like, well, see if you can, you know, call, see if we can get them to come to us. 'Cause Everything I've ever been told.
We backed up in the woods first. We were out in the middle of the field.
Everything I've ever been told about turkey hunting is if you can get a bird to gobble in the afternoon, he's dead. So, you know, that's sticking in my mind. If we can get these birds to gobble, it's over. So he starts calling. Well, we can't see over the terrace that's between the turkeys and us. So we're like, well, Taylor and I, you know, we've been hunting together for so long, we kind of know what the other one's thinking. And he's like, what do you do? I'm like, yep. So we start crawling up, and we're crawling, and about that time we see 2 heads stick their
Coming straight
their
at us.
heads over the
We're
terrace.
coming over the terrace, they're coming over the terrace.
Taylor's like, they're right there. I'm like, yeah, I see them. So he's like, I'm gonna make them gobble. I'm like, okay. So he cuts, and they both hammer, and we're like, I mean, from
Fired up.
25 yards. I mean, they're in our face. So we're like, holy crap. So I'm like, you know, I'm picking out the bigger bird.
Yeah,
So I'm
Hayden's like picking the bird. He's like, they're doing this, and Hayden's going, I want the left, the right, the left. I said, hey, you just gotta pick a
I'm
side.
like, all right, we're left or
Both
right.
shoot the same bird.
And we both shoot, and there again, you know, we're shooting single shot turkey guns, 20 gauge. Well, he folds his, done. I wing mine, and all I see is head.
I ain't
and
never
he's-
seen anything in my life. Somebody trying to reload his shotgun and running across the field.
He's making his way across the field, so I jump up, I'm reloading the gun, running across the field, and I get over there to him, and he's dead by the time I get to him, you know. So I'm holding him up, screaming, you know, we're fired up, double for the first time I've ever turkey hunted, first bird he ever killed. So we get everything, get the birds, take pictures. So the next weekend we go back. Again, I'm clueless.
Yeah.
Still don't know much about turkey hunting. Take my wife up there. She wants to kill a turkey. So I'm like, we'll go up there. You know, we'll kill one. You know, I'm thinking I'm all bad at this point. So we go up there. And I'm like, if she didn't want to go because she'd sprained her ankle the day before scouting. So we're sitting in the car. I'm like, if I can just get a bird to gobble on the limb, she's gonna go. So we're sitting there, not hearing anything. So an owl hoots, and there's like 4 birds on this side of the road, 5 birds over here. They start hammering. I'm like, she looks at me, and I'm like, let's go. So she's getting all her gear on. So we get down there, across the road. It's actually a cow pasture. Sit down by a blowdown. And I'm like, all right, she said she's good. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call a little bit. So I'm there again. I'm clueless. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm calling. Every time I call, they cut me off. There's 3 birds calling. I'm like, oh yeah, we're about to do it. So I hear them hit the ground. I'm like, all right, they're on the ground because you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference when they gobble in the tree, fly down crackle, and then when they hit the ground, they gobble. The sound's different. So they're making their way to us, and I'm like, you know, we're busted if they come out on our right. Hopefully they come out on our left. So I'm kind of like looking over my shoulder to the right, and she's like, oh God, they're right there. And about that time I hear spitting and drumming, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, they're close.
It's
so I've
time.
got a decoy out in front of us. So one bird cuts and comes straight to the decoy, and I tell my wife, I'm like, get on that bird. The other one may not come because we wanted a double, but that one's like bowed up, full strut. I mean, the whole show. And I'm like, when you get on him, you know, I'm gonna make him stick his head up, shoot him. But I was like, you've got a single shot. If you miss that bird, I'm folding.
Yep.
Just go ahead and let you know.
Ain't let no one.
So I cut. He sticks his head up, and right before that, she wears glasses.
Yeah.
Well, her face mask, her glasses are fogging, and she's like, I can't see my glasses. I'm like, pull your face mask down. It's fine, just pull it down. So she pulls her face mask down,
Glasses on hold.
glasses unfogged, and she's like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm shaking. I'm like, come on, pull it together. You can do it. I'm like, I'm about to make him stick his head up. She's like, all right, I'm ready. So sticks his head up. I mean, hammers, folds him. So I call the other bird. He turns around. He's like 80 yards. He turns around, runs straight back to the other bird, and is trying to fight the bird that's dead.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, I can't shoot over the limb, so I'm using Taylor's gun because I only had one turkey gun. I stand up and shoot the bird, kill him. So that's the second turkey story. So next year goes by, I'm really just getting a hard time, just getting beat to death by these turkeys. Just can't kill one. So Taylor's like, come on, go with us. So I'm like, all right. I go up there with them, and we're hunting cut peanut field. We're hunting on the edge of it. And we're calling. These birds are, you know, real vocal on the limb. Hit the ground, nothing. They're not saying anything. And our buddy that's with us, he's great. Calling. He
Run.
videos. Ryan's his name. Real good turkey hunter. So they'd already killed, I don't know, 4 or 5 birds at this time. So they're like, all right, come on, you can go with us. So we go up there and we try to get these birds to work. They just won't do anything. And we're kind of on the backside of a terrace again. So I think Ryan at one point was like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. So he stands up, take a leap behind us, and he's like, oh, ducks down. He's like, man, the birds are right there. So he's like, well, the only thing I know to do, we had a fan, a decoy. He's like, we're gonna get behind that, and we're just gonna creep and see if we can get to him. So the bird he would come out, and he would strut, and then he would go back to his hen. Come out, strut, go back to his hen. And he's like, we got one shot of this. He's like, you're gonna get behind that decoy and just keep creeping,
Right up to it.
keep creeping.
Yeah.
So I'm creeping, and it felt like I was doing it for an hour. I was probably only doing it for like 5 minutes.
It was an hour. We were watching you do it forever.
So I'm
Shoot his tail.
I'm creeping. So I get there, and the hen puts, and she's about to get out of there. So I'm like, it's now or never. I'm shooting his
It
20
looked like a
gauge.
Civil War movie. Like he stands up.
Shooting his 20 gauge 1187, and TSS. I don't know what they were. Apex Ninjas, I think, but it was. I thought it was a lot closer than I was, and he made the bird stick his head up. I'm like, it's now or never. Just gonna send it.
Bird
Never moved.
How far was
I was 78 yards from that bird.
Dang.
I mean, so cold.
With a 20 gauge single shot.
All it takes is one pellet.
Tongue
Well,
suit.
I did that with about a 70-yard shot,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it did. And I didn't realize that part until I walked it. I'm looking all over this bird, I can't find a hole. And I found one hole, the back of its head, one pellet, that's it. And it never
I
kicked.
got pellet gun.
Yeah, I'm like, that was just freaking fluke.
Right.
Just all it took.
Yeah.
Right
I don't know
before.
if you'll remember this or not. One of our properties, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. I don't think anyone's ever hunted turkey there before. Ever.
The combo.
Little
There's
blowing
the
bird that
biggest turkeys. They
So-
seen it this week too.
After
Big
3
old
days,
gobblers out there.
I had more gobblers in range than bugs.
it's a real interesting property.
And as soon as you get a turkey tag for Illinois for
They won't be
bow,
there.
So,
they ain't gonna be there.
I had a ball tag, and I had my bow. 3 straight days of not seeing deer. And Dad is hunting within eyesight, which we know is an issue, and that's probably why we haven't seen any deer.
Just turkey.
But I've seen turkey every day. And I'm sitting at my tree stand, and I've got turkeys. I have 15, 20 of them, about 50 yards out. I'm like, you know what? I ain't seen a deer in 3 days. I'm climbing down. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Sound like
I
a
got
Kid
that.
Rock Sheryl Crow song.
That's right.
I ain't seen a deer in 3 damn days.
And you may remember this, but I'm watching these turkeys. They're about 50 yards out, and this property, I was in Eric's stand, one of the big cotton
Yeah.
That whole area is real rolling
They actually walk right by that. Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't seen a deer in 3 days. I'm gonna build a turkey tag. And I got my bow with me, so I decided to climb down. I creep up to the crest of the hill, and I'm crawling on my hands and knees up this hill with my bow. As soon as I get to the crest of the hill, I'm laying down, kind of half sit up, draw my bow, and sit up. And as soon as I sit up, the turkeys see me and they run, but they only run about 30 yards. But now they're back at 50 yards again. Alright, let my bow down. And I waited a few minutes, and I proceeded to take up crawling across the field. Now he can see me from where he's at. And here I am again, just low crawling back across this cut cornfield again. I'm just using the stalks as cover.
Mm-hmm.
I get within about 20 yards of them. I'm laying down on my elbows, trying to draw my bow back across the ground. I get it drawn back. I'm at 20 yards, 25 yards, and I sit up, and as soon as I come up, take off about 30 yards again. Now this proceeded 6 or 7 times.
Right
By the time this is done, I had made it about 300 yards across this field, following these turkeys just out of pure boredom. Because if I can't kill a deer, at least I'm going to kill a turkey.
Right.
And we said they were dumb.
I haven't decided they're dumb
They
or
walked
incredibly
right by
smart.
me the other day. I was about.
Well, you know that tower
I still did
stand,
not
I
kill
was
one of these
seriously
turkeys,
thinking about it.
and they never did run off.
that tower
Finally, I got
stand.
mad and walked away. I walked back to my tree stand. They stood in the middle of that field and watched me walk back to my tree stand and never left the field. They just would not let me within about a 25-yard range of them.
That little,
But 50 yards,
Tripod.
wouldn't even walk away.
yeah, that little tripod stand right there. I was putting that netting around it, and it was windy. And middle of the day, and I'm here. I look down right there in the corner, 15 yards away, is like 6 or 8 Mayor poles from the year.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe it right there. But it was so windy, they just didn't see me. And I just ignored them, and I kept, lacing all that netting up. A few minutes later, I hear it again, but now it's behind me. I'm standing on those steps, on the ladders, reaching up there, zip tying all that netting. And I hear it, and I look behind me. They're right behind me. I mean, like,
The big birds.
no, they're all little,
Oh, okay.
half-grown little ones. Probably the whole
The
layer.
poles. Yeah.
And they're like 5 feet behind me. I take my phone in my pocket. I'm like, I'm filming like dumb birds, and they're like that stupid when I'm hunting them. And they just walk right around me.
I seen like 20 something there
Huh?
by the pond the other day.
Oh yeah, there's some big ones in there.
Ponds and hens.
Yeah.
So,
Big birds. They look like little velociraptors.
No one ever hunts them.
running
that
around.
same
They did. They were sitting there scratching the ground. They were terrorizing everything.
My wife really need to hunt.
Yeah. That's what they look like. I was like, good lord, those birds were this tall.
I took her turkey hunting. I took her turkey hunting for the first time, and she was really excited about it. And so I had a single shot, a semi-automatic, and a pump shotgun that are all set up for turkey hunting. So I took the semi-automatic and I give her the single shot, and I've taught her enough about guns that I feel safe when she's beside me holding her own gun.
Yeah.
So we get out there and I set up her chair and I'm calling in these turkeys and they're gobbling and gobbling and they gobble all morning until 9 o'clock and just don't move. They just stayed with the hens. Finally, I called my buddy Ryan and I was like, hey man, I need somebody, cause I couldn't.
You push these birds to me.
No, usually if you call a turkey and you're backing up, they'll close the distance
Yeah.
and you leave somebody hunting in between you. Well, I couldn't back up and leave her there because she had no clue what she was doing once they came in. So Ryan, he hauls butt to us. He's 30 minutes away. He gets there, they're still gobbling it. Man, sorry it took so long. I got a ticket and had to talk my way out of it. But I'm here, so he asked me what's
I'm on
going
my way to get a turkey. Go ahead and go.
He pulls up, he gets out there, I tell him what's going on, where they are, all this stuff. We go over a game plan. I'm like, all right, well, and our other buddy Dusty's with him too. So me and Dusty and my wife, we set up on this tree, and I put the decoy 20 yards in front of us. I said, look, when they come in, you know, you're gonna shoot the left one, you're gonna shoot the right one, and I'm gonna count it out, and this is how we're gonna do it. And everybody's like, okay, that's what we'll do. So Ryan started calling and backing up around a little beaver pond we had, so it sounded like the hens were going away and the gobblers had just committed. I mean, it was done. And there's tariffs going up in this field, so you see them top it at 100 yards, and
they're pissed off.
my wife explained it too. When you see a woman running down the side of the road and she ain't got the proper wear on and everything's just flying around. Well, so when you see these turkeys running off the top of the hill, that's what they look like. They're running and their breast is just bouncing back and back. And they get to about 60 yards and stop. And I'm like, all right, they're gonna do it. And I'm telling them, you know, I'm gonna count it down. Y'all gonna shoot when I say 3. This is what's gonna happen. And me and Ryan are on the phone talking. I got him in my pocket. The birds are running down the hill. I said, they just stopped. He said, all right, I'm gonna get them the rest of the way. And he called them. And once they turned on the second time, it was twice as fast. They started just bouncing over them. And they get down there, and I'm counting them out, and the birds are just doing this. They wouldn't stop. So I'm 1, 2, like as slow as possible. And finally I say 3, and my wife shoots hers, drops it. Dusty shoots his, misses it, it starts flying off to my left. I shoot it out the air. And so we go out there and it's stomping around, flopping on the ground. I stick my boot on its head, it's spurring me in the legs, and finally we get them done. I look back, my wife's still sitting back there in her turkey chair, holding the gun off to the side, not pointing at it. She said, what do I do now? I said, whatever you want to. I gave you a single shot for a reason.
You ain't gonna hurt
See
nobody
that
else.
Bad
people.
But she shot a doe.
She's a trooper.
She shot a doe, a buck, and a turkey, and she has not missed. I mean, every one of them was just dead right there on the spot.
Wow, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you're getting into with these guys. That's almost as bad as the caveman with the rock over there.
Well, you know what,
I was
sometimes
wait-
you just gotta do what you
I
gotta
was
do. We
waiting
weren't
for
really gonna
this
get
one.
into this one, but
Alright, I'm gonna tell this story real quick.
this is an optional for the camera here.
Yeah.
No, this is okay, this is good.
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
So, again, he's about a couple years older. Well, how old?
14.
14. You know, and I'm taking him hunting, deer hunting. Opening day gun season or something like that.
It's opening day.
He's on one side of the field and I'm over on the other side of the field, but you know, I'm the protective dad. He's about 150, 200 yards away from me. And I'm on one corner, he's on the other corner. It's a big hayfield. And then there's 2 big fence rows with woods at the end. And I'm looking up there with my binoculars and I see a line of does come running down the hill. And they're heading right towards him, and I'm the proud dad. I'm like, oh man, he's gonna kill a deer. And I'm looking through the binoculars, getting closer and closer. I'm looking at him, he's like, he sees him, he's getting ready. He's got the old faithful 20 gauge
Very rare old 20 gauge Remington.
Remington.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. And he pulls up, pow! And I see from clear across the field, I see that doe drop. Like, yeah! You know, we didn't have radios or walkie-talkies back then. I'm like, Dad, you did it. And I'm watching. Then he sets the gun down.
I can remember shooting a doe the minute
I'm like, what's he doing?
I shot her.
And I'm doing play-by-play. I'm looking at the binoculars. What's he doing? And he walks up to the deer and kind of looks at it. I know the deer's laying there. Next thing you know, he picks up this freaking boulder and he puts it over his head. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? What? And he cranks the deer in the head with the boulder.
So it turns out when
ammunition is expensive. You know,
So,
like
it turns out, especially me
You
being a
ain't
kid,
wrong.
and ammunition was expensive. I shot this doe almost straight down. It ended up being a spine shot because it was almost directly under my tree stand. I shot literally straight down on this doe.
Oh man.
She collapsed and spine shot, and if you've ever spine shot a doe, you know that sound. Well,
Nobody's done that here.
me trying to be the ethical hunter at
Like a caveman.
13, 14 years old, she's wounded, she's gonna die. No reason to suffer, she needs to be dispatched. Probably.
Right.
Probably a bullet.
But I'm also broke and I don't want to pay for ammo, and the farmer had put a giant pile of boulders next to the tree that I was hunting in. So
Michigan
my
Fieldstone.
logical thought, Michigan Fieldstone, was climb down. I walked up to her and she wasn't going anywhere, so I leaned my gun against the tree and I walked over and I grabbed that boulder. And in my mindset, we're going to end this real quick and painless like. So that was exactly what I did, and nobody can argue with me with the fact that it worked just
You
fine.
did save a bullet, but boy, that looked a little
It might have looked barbaric,
Neanderthal.
but that was the end of the conversation. She was out, she was done.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was a good story.
Which one
Nice.
do you want to tell?
Big fishy.
Big fish? Oh, down there with these boys?
Yeah.
So what did you catch?
A big red fish.
Was it red? Why call
No.
it red
It
fish?
was red.
It's pretty red.
Tell 'em.
Definitely red.
You kind of a gold,
Let's hear the
Come on,
story.
goldish orange.
Come on.
Just tell me the story, because I don't remember it.
That's right.
You
You
were
were telling
who all
us.
was in the boat with you?
Tell them how y'all drove all the way down from Illinois to South Alabama,
And
and
fish
it
was
was
the man.
colder in South Alabama
That
than it was in Illinois.
That is absolutely correct. And I was so mad when I got there.
Yep, in Hayden's boat.
Go
Yeah.
let me your boat.
Yep.
Yep.
We took Hayden's boat out. Y'all come down. We hunted with y'all for quite a while, so y'all come down to see us. And we promised to take y'all fishing on the way to y'all's vacation on a cruise.
That's right.
And
We just wanted to go down and have a good
Yeah.
time, spend a weekend with them.
yep, we bundled up and went out on the boat anyway, even though it was cold. Started off a little slow. We caught a bunch of trout. And
But what happened from there?
I put 2 shrimp on the hook, and then I threw her about 10 foot from the island, and then I felt like I got a bite, and I did. So I set the hook, and I was trying to reel it in, but it's too big, so it's really hard to reel in. So when I got it about to the boat, I had to hand it to Clay because my arm was getting really tired.
How
So,
big was this thing?
It was
At
as
least
big as you.
35 pounds.
35 pounds?
yeah.
I've never caught a fish that big in my life.
so when he hooked into this fish, we were all pretty much done at that.
Yeah, we
point.
were we were like reeling them up.
And-
You know, it was cold.
Wesley turned to look at it and said, I think I'm snagged. And he's just right off the edge of the boat. He said, man, I think I'm snagged on something. And about that time, we seen his line just start taking off through the
Yeah.
water. And we're like,
Set the hook, set the
Set the
hook.
Next thing you know, he sets the hook and that rod just laid over. I
Yeah.
started pulling drag.
Yeah,
I think
It
it
was
was what,
pretty awesome.
41?
it was a 41-inch redfish and had like
Jeez.
13 spots on each side.
That
Right.
was cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was huge. It was.
It
huge.
was.
That was cool.
Yep.
It's a heck of a first red fish.
Yeah.
Man.
No,
No
first,
doubt.
First
No
saltwater,
doubt.
first saltwater fish. Period. Never
Yeah.
caught a saltwater fish.
Yeah.
That was his first one.
Well,
Like, he's ruined.
Well, I mean, he catches the biggest fish, and I take him 2 years ago for opening day of gun season up here. We sat in a
man.
tower stand, and of
I
course,
saw a giant.
he and I are just playing the same game you two were. Look, a deer! I made you look, and there's no deer. We did about 15 times. And,
Now, mind you, this whole time, I had him sit with him because the mornings had been incredibly slow. And I wanted to sit with him and shoot his first deer, but the mornings were so slow that I had them sit in the blind together, and I went down deep into the timber.
yeah,
And I decided I
down in
was
the
gonna,
sandbar.
now, when I say deep in the timber, in reality, as the crow flies, I'm no more than 200-300 yards from them in the timber. And I'm like, y'all have fun, go play in the blind. I'm gonna go down here and get me in a good morning hunt. That way, this evening I can sit with him and let him kill his first deer.
And we were actually just having a good time. We were eating snacks and joking and cutting up, and I'm filming the whole event. Man, I think it's
There it
giant.
is. Look.
Nice.
That camera over there.
Oh.
So yeah, big fish. So Wes and I are in the tower having a good time and kept playing, saying, "Oh, buck, buck." And then finally I looked and a buck hung. I'm like, "Buck." No, it ain't. And I looked over and there was one, but
I didn't believe it at
the
first.
first one. And it was like a 6-pointer. I think I wouldn't let him shoot it because I said 50 yards is your limit. And it was out at about 100.
109.
No, the second one kill was 109. So it was about 100 and about the same distance. I'm like, nah, that's a little too far. And of course he's grumbling. Maybe 20 minutes or so later, I'm playing the same, "Hey, buck, buck."
I'm like, I don't
And but
believe
this
it.
time I'm like, "Dude, buck." And I grabbed his rifle with a tripod and I moved it over to here. I'm starting to look through it.
I'm like, "Okay, Papa. You think I
And now he's like, "Yeah, I see it." I'm like, "Okay, look, it's still a little too far away." I have my camera, my hands, I wanted to film. And he's like, "I can hit it from here." I said, "I don't think so, Wesley."
I'm like, okay.
He's like, "I can do it." And I was thinking about getting my phone ready. And all of a sudden I hear, "Pow!" Just as I looked out the window. And I just saw the back legs kick up in the air. I'm like, "Oh, dude, you just killed your first buck." He didn't even wait for me. He's like, he had a scope on it.
You was already telling us too far. He wasn't having it.
109 yards. Yeah, I already let one walk. He went, and that was a 10
I
point.
let another one walk.
He's got it hanging in his house right
That's
now.
115, 118 inch
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, my first little buck was like, that big.
Same, I was here like a.
Yeah.
Mine was a
Now,
big
to be
cat.
clear, 5 minutes prior to this deer coming out, we had two-way radios with us.
I'm pretty sure everyone being on the stand.
We were talking back and forth, and he's like, "Man, it's been dead, we're done." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm finished for the morning, I'm gonna climb down." And about that time, I'm sitting in my stand, I had lowered my muzzleloader down. Just getting ready to climb out of my tree, and I'm about halfway down my tree when I hear their shot 250 yards away. So now I'm trying to run up out of this creek bottom as fast as I can to get up to where they're hunting up in the field top. And I get up to the field and I can see him. I'm like, what's going on?
We shot a deer.
That was when I found out he had killed his first deer.
And then he killed one that night.
And then later that day, he had already shot his buck. So I'm like, "Well, come sit in the blind with me." And we went and sat in Wesley's blind.
It's got a name.
The name of the blind. We went and sat in his blind that night. And we were in there for about an hour.
Then you take it.
And somebody was tired after the excitement from the morning, so he was falling asleep in the blind.
So I just took a little
And I
snooze.
kept tapping him like, "Wesley."
Just a little snooze.
It's like, "Wesley, hey, wake up, man. There's a good buck out in front of us across the field." He put his head back down. I'm like, "Hey, man, you might want to wake up. He's getting close." As I'm sitting here with my muzzleloader, and by this time,
He's gonna roar.
I'm already on my scope.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
"Hey, bud, you need to wake up. Pay attention to what's about to happen." He's like, "What?" And he looked up and realized by this time I'm already leaning, getting ready to pull the trigger. I'm like, "Not gonna pay attention." And then he realized, oh,
This is really.
It's go time. It's
he
go
popped his
time.
head up over just in the window of this blind we were sitting in. By the time he popped his head up, this buck was at 75 yards. As soon as he popped his head up, I was like, "Be ready." And we shot and dropped that buck. He went about 10 yards.
Yeah, maybe less.
And
He didn't go for
he did not go far. He never left the field.
it. He didn't
And
barely drop on the edge.
opening morning of gun season, we both filled our tags together,
That was
Nice.
perfect.
and it ended up being a irreplaceable day.
Absolutely.
It was a father-son kill day.
That's right. We doubled up the same day.
Heck yeah.
That was cool. And Papa saw a little spike.
I'm about to say that.
Hey, we can't.
I read that in up too.
I'm pretty sure he saw a 10 point too.
But I'm not gonna kill it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was the first time I ever seen Wesley speechless. When they tracked that buck and it went right down into a hole. I mean a hole. And it went over, what, 140 some yards?
It did.
And it was hard shot.
It was a hard shot.
And I remember I was here because I shot guns with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But right before I left, I had gone back to work my first day, and I called Dan, and he was like, "Wesley just shot his first buck.
No,
Wesley
yeah.
just shot his first buck." Like right when it happened. Yeah, that was pretty
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, really cool.
It It was my first year and my first bow.
Now you done killed, what, 6 since then?
And you know what's wild is after all these years of hunting together as a group, you already know where it's going. I ain't gonna say, but I'm just
I'm
gonna
a
throw it
terrible
out.
guy.
So
I'm a good guy, everyone except for him.
you and I have been hunting together for
Since you was his age.
25 years now.
Yeah.
25 years now, you and I have been hunting together. I think in the last 25 years, we have killed a deer within eyesight of each other one time.
He's
in the
killed a
last
squirrel
25
and
years.
his son.
We've killed squirrels together.
And turkeys.
In 25 years,
That
there's
is
been
true.
one time a deer has been killed that we were within
This
eyesight
is
of
the
each other.
person I wanted to get on a big buck more than anyone in the world.
No.
I could never do it. Him.
I can take anyone out and put him on a property, they'll see shooter. We can put him anywhere on a property, he'll see a shooter. He can put him anywhere on a property, he'll see a shooter. If he and I sit
We
within
go
the
the opposite
eyesight
way.
of each other,
We
We
don't
don't see anything.
we won't even see a squirrel. It is the most cursed luck I've ever seen in my life.
He's opposite.
We've come to the conclusion that from here
go
on
that way,
out,
I'll go that way.
we hunt opposite ends of a farm and on the same property.
And it works
Can't
good.
be together. Absolutely not.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know why.
But it's the honest truth. 25 years, one time.
I know, hey, you know why?
The one
Deer, hey, you know why? Deer tremble when they hear our name, so they run.
Is that what it is? I always thought they'd flock to you.
But I don't know about all that. Except for this year, that deer didn't tremble.
Just the big ones.
That doe.
They all hear Dan coming in there.
Yeah.
Unless it's the butt buck.
Butt buck's like, give me another peanut butter cookie, please. That's the secret is you feed them cookies when they're butt bucks, then they come back and see when they grow up.
They see that white truck pulling in.
Eyesight from each other, we didn't see it.
We've done a story, Brian.
One squirrel.
You know, it's funny because the squirrel thing made me think of an old one that I have to tell.
Let's hear
It is so funny.
Listen up.
And you guys have never heard this story.
it. That's what I want to hear. Good news stuff.
So years ago, and I lived about not too far from there, 19th and Adams. Had a great big maple tree out in the front yard. I mean, huge, 6-8 foot across, giant soft maple. And we had squirrels out in the yard all the time. I was an avid bow hunter at the time, and I go deer hunting. I'm not seeing deer. I'm shooting squirrels or raccoons or whatever. I mean, I didn't care.
Anything moved.
And well, I had some big red squirrel out in the front yard one time. Like, oh, you're toast, buddy. So I put a field tip on and I opened the door real slow. and I range it. I'm like, okay, I got it. It's under 20, my first pin. I drew back and it's just sitting up against the tree, just chowing down on a nut or something. I was like, whack! Man, I smoked that joker, dude. But he goes and starts flopping all over the yard and got this dang arrow flip-flopping all over the place in the yard. My neighbors were out in the yard and I didn't know it. And then neighbors across the street were in the window watching. I didn't know any of this. I thought I was just incognito. So I'm like, crap, this thing got there flopping all over the place. I didn't want that to happen. So I run out there to go try to step on the arrow to try to get him pinned down. And he gets up on it, and I was looking right at me. It's like,
Start chewing on your shoe.
and he just, it's like we're facing off, so I'm going this way, and we're doing this little round back and forth, and he got an arrow
He's
sticking
doing a
out of him.
square dance with a
He
squirrel.
got a damn arrow sticking out of him. I'm like, gosh dang it, I gotta dispatch this dang squirrel somehow, but he's not dead. So I finally get over, and I managed to get on the arrow, and I go to pick him up, and he came off the stupid arrow. And he jumps on my knee. Now, this is where Eric can relate. You had the thumb, I had the knee. He just buried his teeth into my kneecap.
Oh my God.
Just stuck in there. I'm kicking around the yard. And this thing's not coming off. And it's hurting. I try to smack it. And the harder I do it, the harder it bites. I'm kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking. I finally got that stupid thing off, stopped it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Ran inside and got my nail all cleaned up, and I'm like, my girlfriend's laughing her ass off. She's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, geez.
And then about a week later, we had some friends over for a fire out in the backyard. And I'd get wind that I'd been nicknamed as my neighbor across the street saw it, the neighbor next door saw it, they called
Squirrel
me
nuts.
Dances with Squirrels. Dances with
Not
Squirrels.
wolves, but
That's
squirrels.
Dude.
Okay, alright, Wesley wants to tell a quick story, so right here and tell me.
Dances.
Alright,
Sit in the blue chair.
this is Wesley's first squirrel hunt this year, right? Okay,
Yeah.
fire away.
So one morning,
He might need your mic. He's pretty, quiet.
Got the fanciest squirrel gun you ever seen.
Oh yeah, he does. What is that?
That is a nickel-plated 410 lever action.
Henry?
It's a G-force.
Nice.
Okay, tell the squirrel story.
so one morning, me and Papa, we went out to the woods because we wanted to go try and go squirrel hunting. But it was really early in the morning, so we didn't really see anything. And then, for a little bit, we just sat there, we didn't see anything. And then we saw 2 squirrels. I'm like, Papa, hand me the gun. So I had Dad's gun, Old Faithful. I'm like, okay. I was gonna pick it up and shoot the squirrel that was sitting in the tree. Nope, I couldn't lift it up.
It's too
Papa,
heavy.
switch me guns. So, I cocked that one. Pow! And then the other one just climbs up right in the same spot, just sitting there. Like, what happened? And then I
Shot my little brother.
and then I cocked it again. I cocked it again, and pow! We gave him a couple minutes, and then
Yeah.
then we got down.
Might need to wait an hour for that one.
Yeah.
And then we got down and we saw the first squirrel. And then the first one was dead, but we couldn't. The second one was dead, but we couldn't find it.
It took off under some brush somewhere.
So we kept looking and looking, but we didn't find anything. And then we went back to the farm and showed Jay, and then I don't remember what we did.
We had fried squirrel.
Sure. Actually, we
Hey,
came out
Wesley,
to the house and grilled that.
Tell them about Papa eating a ladybug.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
That's a good one, he said.
So one morning, me and Papa went out to the
This was
east
what, a week
side.
ago?
Last week was cold and windy.
We were just sitting in a blind, and
With the
then
heater on.
Papa was eating some of my Butterfinger, and he dropped a piece of chocolate, and he thought it fell on the floor, so he picked up a ladybug instead of a chocolate, and then he ate the ladybug.
And it's bitter.
It was very bitter, he said. And then I was dying laughing, sitting in my
You
seat.
didn't tell the whole story.
How many deer did y'all see that day?
0.
That's because we was up there.
Cause he's up there dry heaving all day.
We was fighting over a Halloween candy.
And then,
And hold on, I was eating the lady. I mean, not
The
the lady.
ladybug, we
I
know.
was eating the Butterfinger, and he grabbed it out of my hand, and broke it. That's
And then-
why I
and
was
then-
trying to pick up the pieces.
and then he felt his knee and he looked at his hand. Oh look, there's the chocolate. I'm
Yeah, I thought
like,
it fell on the floor. It sat right there on my knee.
Ladybug and the chocolate?
Yes. I killed the flavor.
Nobody better lay a finger on my ladybug.
5 minutes before the hunt was over, Papa chucked my hat out the window.
I did.
So I grabbed his and threw it as hard as I could out the window.
That's why we don't kill too many deer. But we have fun, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
all these mounts must have just cost a little bit of money.
Just a little bit. I
Because
had to
from
buy
the
it.
story I heard, that it's not like you killed all of
Hey,
these.
look, if there's one thing I can tell you. If you're not having a good time out doing it, having fun out doing it,
That's right.
it ain't even worth it.
Yep.
Well,
These stories, as much as I like the deer, these stories are the best part of the hunt.
well,